Hello. Hi, fifth graders. I'm so happy to see you. Well, I can't see you, but I know you're watching, and I'm happy to spend some time with you today on grammar. So, what I want you to do is get out your workbook, get out your chapter review, pages 97 and 98. I'm going to go over all the answers for you. I want you to check them, I want you to fix them. And if you missed a lot, then you ought to erase your answers, go back to that lesson review, and then try again. And then you can watch the video and see if you did better. Okay. So you're kind of responsible for your own understanding on this. Now, if you have a section that you're really super confused about, go ahead and email me and we can either set up a Zoom or a phone conference so that I can try and talk you through it a little bit, or I can give you some other links to some other YouTube videos. But you might need to go back and just watch the YouTube videos and watch my explanations again. That might help. Okay, so let's look at pages 97 and 98. All right, now the first part, section A, you're underlining the simple subject once and the verb twice. Now remember, simple subject means just the noun or pronoun, none of the adjectives. And the same thing with the verb. You're not looking at any of the adverbs or anything else, just the simple verb. And then they want you to draw, let's see, if the verb is a linking verb, remember linking verbs don't show action, they link things together, then you are going to draw an arrow from the predicate noun or predicate adjective to the noun that it modifies. So let's look at number one. The chocolate brownies smell delicious. Brownies is the subject. Smell is the verb. Smell is not an action, it's a linker. Well, in this case, smell is one of those weird ones that could be an action verb, but in this case, it's linking brownies to delicious. So you should have an arrow going from delicious to brownies. Number two, Ezekiel eats brownies every day after school. Ezekiel is the subject. Eats is the verb, and it's an action verb. Number two, Ezekiel is my cousin. Ezekiel is the subject. Is the verb. Is always a linker, and it's linking Ezekiel to cousin. So you should have an arrow between Ezekiel and cousin. Now in the next one, they have you putting parentheses around your prepositional phrases and then labeling the subject, the verb in each sentence, and the direct object. Remember, direct object answers the question whom or what after the verb. So, number four, Isaiah's family rides bicycles in the evening around the block. In is a preposition. In the evening is a prepositional phrase. And also around is a preposition. And around the block is a prepositional phrase. So both of those should have parentheses around them. Your subject is family. Your verb is rides. And then, yes, there is a direct object. Rides what? Rides bicycles. Bicycles is your direct object. So that should have a DO above it. Number five, their red helmets protect their heads from harm. From is a preposition. From harm is a prepositional phrase. So put that in parentheses. Then helmets is the subject. It gets an S above it. Protect gets a V. It's the verb. Protect what? What are we protecting? We're protecting heads. Heads is the direct object. It gets the DO. Number six, they ride before dark. Before is a preposition. So before dark should be in parentheses. They is the subject, ride is the verb, and there's nothing left. So there's no direct object because we've labeled all the words. C asks you to diagram sentence 5. So you should have helmets on there first as the subject. Then you should have your line that goes all the way through the sentence line. Protect is the verb. And then you should have the small little line, heads is the direct object. All right, and I'll show you that in a minute, okay? D, underline the simple subject once and complete verb twice. So now they're looking for the complete verb phrase, including the helpers. So number 8, my friend is moving to Wisconsin this summer. Friend is the subject. The verb phrase is moving. You should underline that twice. Number 9, her father has produced a dairy farm. Father is the subject. Has purchased is the verb. That gets underlined twice. Number 10, her family will make cheese from their cow's milk. Family is the subject. Will make is the verb phrase. You underline that twice. Now in E, they want you to diagram sentence 9 and then write the sentence pattern. So we already know the subject. We already know the verb phrase. Is there a direct object? So go back to sentence 9. Her father purchased what? What did he purchase? a farm. So farm is the direct object. So in 11, you would write father as the subject. You would have the perpendicular line that goes through the sentence line, has purchased, goes in the verb section, and then you would have your perpendicular line that stops on the line, farm goes there. And then in the box, you write SVDO. So now I'm going to show you both of these sentence diagrams in my book. Check yours. I hope you can see it. Make sure that yours are like that. All right, that's how we diagram those. Can you see it okay? All right, so now we're going to the other page. So page 98, now we're putting parentheses again around the prepositional phrases, using the codes to label the sentence patterns and labeling all the parts. So this one is pretty extensive, okay? You're doing a lot of work on these ones. All right, 12. Mandy goes to the beach in the summer. To is a preposition. So to the beach is a prepositional phrases. You see now why we had to memorize our prepositions. It's so that you can recognize them in sentences. In the summer is also a prepositional phrase because in is a preposition. So that goes in parentheses. So after you put the prepositional phrases in parentheses, all you're left with is Mandy goes. Mandy is the subject, goes is the verb. So you put an S above Mandy and a V above goes, and then in the line, you're going to write the sentence pattern SV. 13, she builds castles by the ocean. By is a preposition. By the ocean is a prepositional phrase. It goes in parentheses. So now we have she builds castles. She is the subject. Builds is the verb. Builds what? Builds castles. Castles is your DO. So you're going to write in the blank SVDO. Number 14, she is a good swimmer. There are no prepositions in this sentence. She is the subject, is the verb, is a linker. So what is it linking she to? Swimmer. And swimmer is a noun, so it's a predicate noun, PN. So then in the line, you're going to write SLVPN. 15, the water in the ocean feels cool. In is a preposition. So in the ocean is a prepositional phrase. Put that in parentheses. So now we're left with the water feels cool. Water is the subject, feels is the verb. Now, feels is one of those things, if somebody feels you, they're taking an action. But in this case, we're linking the feeling, the water, to how it feels, which is cool. And cool is an adjective. So feels is a linking verb, and cool is the predicate adjective. So in the line, you should write SLVPA. Now they want you to diagram that sentence. 14, which has a linking verb. So she goes on the line. Then you have your perpendicular line that goes through the sentence line. Is the verb. It goes in the verb spot. And then you have your slanty line that indicates that there's a predicate adjective or a predicate noun, and it would be swimmer. Okay, so let me show you that one. Okay, she is swimmer. See how the lines go? You have to be very precise with your diagramming. All right, number H, or letter H. Now we're correcting the double negative by deleting or replacing one of the underlined negatives. So 17 says there aren't no flowers in the garden. There's several ways you can fix this. You could have said there aren't any flowers in the garden. You could have said there are no flowers in the garden. You could have said there aren't flowers in the garden, or there are not flowers in the garden. So, in our garden yet. I guess I messed up the ending part, but I think you get what I mean. So there's a couple of different ways you could do this, but keeping the double negative is not the way. All right, letter I, now we're looking at the correct contraction. So in 18, you're looking at they've, T-H-E-Y apostrophe V-E. In 19, you're looking at we're, W-E apostrophe R-E. Now in J, they want you to underline the simple subject once, the correct helping verb twice, and then if there's an adverb between the helping verb and the main verb, circle it. So number 20, Mikey's parents have often visited foreign countries. So you should have underlined parents once, that's the subject. Have, you underline twice, that's the correct helper. And then often is an adverb between the helping verb and the verb, so you circle often. Number 21, they do travel every summer. They is the subject, underline that once. Do is the verb, you underline that twice. And then there are no adverbs in this one, just travel. 22, my uncle is probably going to Spain this year. Uncle is the subject, underline that once. Is a verb, you're going to underline that twice. And then probably is an adverb between the helper and the main verb, so you're going to circle it. In section K, they want you to underline the correct form of the verb to complete the sentence. So the 23 should read, Miss Davenport teaches English to our class. 24 should read, she lays her books on the podium in front of the room. And 25 should read, we sit quietly at the beginning of class. So that is your chapter review. Please correct any mistakes that you've made. And if you're really confused on any of these sections, go back and watch the videos. And if you still can't figure it out, let me know so that we can have a little private session and talk about it, okay? And then you're going to work on your cumulative review, which kind of goes back in some chapters that we have done previously. So those are on page 99 and 100. And in the next video I will go over that. Or wait. Yeah, I guess you're not doing that until Friday. Today, all I want you to do is to focus on correcting your mistakes. So I misspoke. So we're not doing 99 and 100 yet. You're going to do that later in the week. All I want you to do now on pages 97 and 98 is to fix your mistakes. If you missed more than one in any section, I want you to erase that entire section, go back to the pages and the videos on that particular section and redo them, and then watch the video. You can fast forward or whatever, just to the part that you need, and see if you did better. Okay, so I want you to try to make sure that you understand all of these sections and that you can get them mostly correct. Now, yeah. Okay. So if you missed several, you need to go back and you need to fix them. Okay. And you need to try to relook to make sure that you learn and you understand how to do that. So that's what you're doing today. Okay. So I suppose that you should send to me your pages with your corrections. Okay. And if you're having troubles, let me know. All right. So see you again soon. Bye.